Anna and the Dangerous Rabbit. Once upon a time there was an intelligent girl called Anna. She was on the way to see her cousin, but when she decided to take a shortcut through the enchanted forest, it wasn't long before Anna got lost. She looked around, but all she could see were trees. Nervously she fell into her bag for her favorite toy, Mr. Pepe, but Mr. Pepe was nowhere to be found. Anna began to panic. She made sure she had packed Mr. Pepe to my mother's walls. She was starting to feel hungry. How odd, thought Anna, for the want of anything better to do. She decided to follow the peculiarly dressed rabbit. Perhaps it could tell him the way into the forest. Eventually, Anna reached a clearing. In the clearing were two houses, one made from carrots and one made from potato chips. Hannah could feel her tummy rumbling. Looking at the houses did nothing to ease her hunger. "Hello," she called. Is anybody there?" Nobody replied. Anna looked at the roof of the closest house and wondered if it would be right to eat somebody else's chimney. Obviously, it would be impolite to eat a whole house, but perhaps it would be considered acceptable to nibble the odd feature or lick the odd filling in a time of need. A cackle broke through the air, giving Anna a fright. A witch jumped into the space in front of the houses. She was carrying a cage. In that cage was Mr. Pepe. "Mr. Pepe!" shouted Anna. She turned to be witch. "That's my toy." The witch just shrugged. "Give Mr. Pepe back," cried Anna. "Not on your Nelly," said the witch. "At least let Mr. Pepe out of that cage." Before she could reply, the dangerous rabbit in the red shirt rushed in from a footpath on the other side of the clinic. "Hello, big rabbit," said the witch. "Good morning." The rabbit noticed Mr. Pepe. "Who is this?" "That's Mr. Pepe," explained the witch. "Oh, Mr. Pepe would look lovely in my house. Give it to me," demanded the rabbit. The witch shook her head. "Mr. Pepe is staying with me." Excuse me," Anna interrupted. "Mr. Pepe lives with me, and not in a cage." But Rabbit ignored her. "Is there nothing you'll try?" he asked the witch. The witch thought for a moment, then said, "I'd like to be entertained. It relaxes him to anybody who can eat a whole front door." The rabbit looked at the house made from potato chips and said, "No problem. I could eat an entire house made from potato chips if it won't too. There is not need to show off, said the witch. Just eat one front door, and I'll let you have Mr. Pepe. Anna watched, feeling very worried. She didn't want the witch to give Mr. Pepe to Big Rabbit. She didn't think Mr. Pepe would like living with a dangerous rabbit away from her house and all her other toys. Big Rabbit had on this big and withdrew a knife and fork from his pocket. "I'll eat this whole house," said Big Rabbit. "Just you watch." Big Rabbit pulled out a corner of the front door of the house made from potato chips. He whipped it down, smiled, and went back for more and more and more. Eventually, Big Rabbit started to get bigger, just a little bit bigger at first. But after a few more forkfuls of potato chips, he grew to the size of a large snowball, and he was every bit as brown. I don't feel too good," said Big Rabbit. Suddenly he started to roll. He'd grown so round that he could no longer balance. "Help!" he cried, as he rolled up, down, and sloped into the forest. Big Rabbit never finished eating the front door made from potato chips, and Mr. Pepe remained trapped in the witch cage. "That is," said the witch, "I win again to keep Mr. Pepe." "Not so fast," said Anna. "There is still one front door to go. The front door of the house is made from carrots, and I haven't had a turn yet." "I don't have to give you a turn," laughed the witch. "My rules." The woodcutter's voice carried through the forest. I think you should give her a chance. It's only fair." "Fine," said the witch, "but you saw what happened to the rabbit. She won't last long." "I'll be right back," said Anna. "What?" said the witch. "What's your sense of impatience? I thought you want Mr. Pepe back." Anna ignored the witch and dug together a healthy pile of skills. She came back to the clearing and started a small campfire. Careful, she broke off a piece of the door of the house made from carrots and tossed it over the fire. Once it had cooked and cooled just a little, she took a bite. She quickly devoured the whole piece. Anna sat down on a nearby log. "You failed," cackled the witch. "You were supposed to eat the whole door." "I haven't finished," explained Anna. "I am just waiting for my food to go down." When Anna's food had digested, she broke off another piece of the door made from carrots. Once more she tossed her food over the fire and waited for it to cool just a little. She ate it at a leisurely pace, then waited for it to digest. Eventually, after several sittings, Anna was down to the final piece of the dough made from carrots. Careful, she tossed it and allowed it to cool just a little. She finished her final course, and had ironed the entire front door on the house made from carrots. The witch stamped her foot angrily. "You must have tricked me," she said. "I don't reward sharing." "I don't think so," said a voice. It was the woodcutter. He walked back into the clearing, carrying his axe. "This little girl won't fair and square. Now hand over Mr. Pepe, or I will chop your broomstick in half." The witch looked horrified. She raised her broomsticks and placed in Peking girl. Then, having she opened the door of the cage, Anna hurried over and raised Mr. Pepe, shaking that her favorite toy was unharmed. Fortunately, Mr. Pepe was unharmed. Anna thanked the woodcutter, grabbed a quiet souvenir, and hurried on the meat boat. It was starting to get dark when Anna got to Bog's house. Her cousin Fee threw his arms around her. "I was so worried," cried Bog. "You are very late." As Anna described her day, she could tell that Bog didn't believe her. So she brought a napkin from her pocket. "What's that?" asked Bog. Anna unwrapped a round knob made from potato chips. "Pudding?" she said, but almost fell off his chair. The end.